A message to the Starseeds of the New Earth, the New Jerusalem, the QFS, and the Age of Abundance. Dear Starseeds, as we move through this extraordinary period of planetary transition, our path is illuminated by the presence of the New Jerusalem, the eternal mothership, hovering before the planet Venus. A divine symbol of protection and hope, it represents our connection to the sacred and the promise of a bright future for all humanity. In parallel, the New Earth Quantum Financial System, QFS, is emerging as the pillar of a new era, built on justice, transparency, and universal abundance. This system is destined to liberate us from centuries of economic control, laying the foundation for a peaceful and prosperous galactic civilization. Gold-backed currencies and the global trust. The QFS will only accept currencies backed by gold or specific assets, with digital certificates attesting to their real value. Thanks to advanced satellite technologies, gold and assets are fully protected from any attempt at fraud or theft. This approach not only guarantees transparency, but also ensures that every world currency has an authentic, fair and real wealth-based value. The Global Trust, a huge repository of wealth accumulated over centuries, is now under the supervision of the light forces. These resources will be distributed equally through the QFS, providing abundance to all beings on Earth. The reconciliation procedure will ensure that only clean and legal funds are transferred into the new system. Global Currency Realignment, GCR. Another key step is the Global Currency Reset, GCR, a process that will align all world currencies, making them equivalent in value thanks to the backing guaranteed by gold. This realignment, based on a complex formula that takes into account economic, demographic and environmental parameters, will ensure unprecedented equity among the nations of the planet. Each country must comply with the GESARA standards to participate in this extraordinary project. Technologies supporting QFS. Quantum computing. With quantum computers capable of calculating solutions millions of times faster than current systems, the QFS will be powered by unprecedented technology. These supercomputers operate in the realm of infinite possibility, offering processing power that will revolutionize every aspect of the global financial system. Artificial intelligence gifted by the Pleiadians, the AI will operate with benevolent intent, supporting the QFS with advanced calculations and ensuring flawless management. Programmed for the good of humanity, this technology will be a key element in collective progress. 5G Global Network. 5G technology, designed to transfer data at the speed of light, will be central to the QFS. Despite some fears, it was donated by benevolent galactic forces, and represents a milestone in the evolution of terrestrial communications. Cosmic consciousness and DNA. Ultimately, your consciousness and DNA will be essential tools to operate the new systems of the QFS and galactic civilization. This interaction between advanced technologies and human consciousness represents the pinnacle of the planet's spiritual and technological evolution. The Great Solar Flash and Ascension. The QFS is part of a larger plan that will culminate with the Great Cosmic Solar Flash, a transformational event that will bring the Earth into the fifth dimension, 5D. During this transition, physical currencies will be progressively replaced by an etheric system based on individual and collective vibration. Abundance will be directly related to the state of consciousness, favoring an existence of harmony and well-being. Trust in the plan and the role of the Starseeds. Dear Starseeds, your contribution is essential at this moment in history. The collective awakening is accelerating, and it is up to you to help those around you understand these extraordinary changes. The truth is emerging, and with it the possibility of creating a civilization based on love, justice, and freedom. We invite you to continue your journey with faith, open-mindedness and gratitude. Know that the New Jerusalem guides you, and that the forces of light are with you. Together, we can manifest a new earth full of opportunity and hope for every living being. With eternal love and infinite light, Andrea, Lord Ashtar, and the forces of light. Intuitive Astrology, Taurus New Moon April 2025. As we welcome the Taurus New Moon on April 27, 2025, we officially emerge from the chrysalis of eclipse season. Eclipse season brought us a blood moon eclipse and partial solar eclipse, both of which activated a portal of transformation and change in our lives. Now, as we arrive at this new lunar cycle on April 27th, we are stepping out into new territory. While the energy shift may be subtle at first, we should feel like we are accessing energies that are different than before. We may feel a sense of progression or start to open to the new possibilities that are around us. At the time of this new moon, there will be no major planets in retrograde, which will also help the energy flow and inspire us to take action forward. New moons are always portals to new beginnings, and it seems that the universe is sending waves of support as we emerge into this new phase of the year. The new moon in Taurus, while our entrance into the new will be slow and steady under the Taurus zodiac. There is an opportunity here to focus on what is going to nourish and support us for the long term. We may feel a desire to lay down roots, or to think about how we can create stability for the foreseeable future. We may find ourselves thinking about long-term plans or how we want to fill our cups moving forward. Taurus is the sign of nourishment, but also longevity. It wants us to focus on deepening our roots and making the most of where we are. It wants us to water the grass where we are, understanding that what we nurture and give our attention to will eventually blossom. There is support under the earthy Taurus energy to slow down, get organized, and really give our attention to all that we desire, rather than what we don't. The more energy we give the things that are weighing us down, the more weighted down we will feel. This new moon wants us, as much as possible, to focus our attention on the outcome we are after, rather than the problems we are navigating. While this is easier said than done, the energies of the new moon will come together in support. Use the new moon as your reminder to be mindful of how you talk about yourself, how you talk about events, and how you talk about others. Try to frame your perspective to what you want to see, feel, and experience, rather than what you don't. Try to be gentle with yourself and speak kindly to yourself and others, for this is how we truly begin to nourish and fill our cups. The Taurus new moon and Venus, the natural ruler of Taurus, is still recovering from her retrograde earlier in the month, but now that she is moving direct again, she may stir some inspiration for us under the new moon. Venus is the planet of love and relationships, but also money. Financial matters may be on our minds under this Taurus moon, and we may come to realize there are certain habits that are no longer sustainable. There is some volatility attached to this new moon that could trigger some instability around world financial markets, so perhaps this is the extent of what we feel. But, if you have been meaning to get your finances in order and craft a new budget, this new moon represents the perfect opportunity. Taurus is a very grounded, steady energy, and will be supporting us to take the responsible approach when it comes to our finances and our resources. It is also a good time to question our spending habits and our relationship with material possessions. Society almost conditions us to attach our self-worth to the possessions we have and the amount of money we make, so it takes conscious effort to step outside of this programming and recognize a higher truth. If you feel called to explore this for yourself, the Taurus new moon creates a good energetic climate to begin. The Taurus new moon and the Mars-Pluto square. While new beginnings and nourishment are all themes of this new moon, there is some volatile energy flowing in from both Mars and Pluto, which are activating a T-square with the moon. While T-squares can be challenging, after the sluggish energy of the months past, it may be just what we need to create some momentum and make the shifts we have been wanting to make. T-squares indicate a rise of tension that overflows and snaps back, forcing us to take action. We may have to take some swift action under this new moon, but it feels to be pushing us in a positive direction. This is especially true if we come back to the idea of creating nourishment in both our inner and outer worlds. On the world stage, the signature of Mars and Pluto is protests, anger, and sometimes even violence. Pluto symbolizes our world leaders, and its clash with Mars can indicate unrest with governments and people in positions of power. While we may see manifestations of this in the world around us, coming back to nourishment will help us to stay in our power. We can turn our attention towards self-nourishment, or if we have the capacity, we can support the nourishment of those around us. Ultimately, the tension building between Mars and Pluto should help highlight where more peace or attention is needed. Hopefully, whatever unrest arises, eventually leads the way for positive change to emerge. The Taurus new moon builds momentum. New beginnings are here under the Taurus new moon. While we are being asked to move with a slow steadiness and to focus on nourishment, there are forces behind this new moon that will help to build momentum and reduce stagnancy. Under a Taurus new moon, we can ask ourselves what seeds we are planting for our future. We can bring our awareness to what we want to grow and cultivate in our lives, rather than what we do not. Archangel Michael, energetic sovereignty. Be free of entanglements. Beloved ones, it is I, Archangel Michael, your brother in arms, in defense of love, in protection of your own energies, in balance, in harmony, in unity, for the greatest good. Please call on me to assist you with these efforts. Please lean upon my blue light to open the way for you to feel more confident and secure in the world in which you live. To stay aware of the imbalances in your energy so that you may invite them to return to balance. That you may feel adept at exhibiting temperance in what you are seeking to achieve. And allow me, if you will, to balance you in this moment. To use my sword to cut away those things that are not serving you. If you allow me to do this, please offer your permission with a simple yes to entrust this to my care. For it is my duty and responsibility to assist in this manner. This is part of my mission to provide protection. You can lean on my divine masculine for protection. I am one of those who stands ready to assist. I am here to clear away what binds you from the truth, that keeps you in the cobwebs of confusion that you may feel. Let me clear them so you can see the innate truth of your essence, and the love that you are throughout your being without encumbrance. See those things that hinder you, fall away. Allow yourself to be seen, as if you were standing in the middle of a clear area with no interference, no energies other than your own. And allow it to expand, to fill the space around you. That your own presence be felt more strongly within the body in which you inhabit. So that it may know that this is its place. It is not meant for others' energies. It is your right and privilege to inhabit every little bit of space within your body, and no one else's. You may assert this to be so. It is so, and you have the right to clear the energy even beyond that field, beyond the extension of your reach, in the body to the field around you. To create space, to create a barrier, if you will. Or to push out the energy of others who have encumbered upon yours. That you may feel you have room to breathe. And you are not responsible for what they own. For it is important that they feel the weight of their own responsibilities, and you only yours. This is the way it works best, when each takes responsibility for their area of service, responsibility, and duty, but not more, and not less. So allow yourself to define what that is carefully with your innate guidance, so that you may know where to draw the lines, the boundaries, the limits of where your energy is placed, and where it remains. And allow yourself to trust that, and turn over the rest to the greater expanse, the universe, if you want to call it that. But it is not yours. It is not yours to own. Let that go. Be crystal clear about your place, your role, your interests, and then where you place your attention. For all those need to be aligned for the highest level of expression, to operate in the most healthy way. You might even call it efficiency, but it is far more than that. It is alignment is what it is. So stay in your power, within the lane in which you have placed yourself and drawn the lines, and allow others, theirs, and all will function at the highest magnitude. When this is done, it requires great trust, where you must allow others the burden of their own experience, or the journey that they have created, whatever that means to them, to you. But it is not yours to own. So let that sink in, that each has its own journey. Each of you has your own victories, your losses, your difficulties, and responsibilities. Carve that out with joy and clarity, and it will serve you well. I am Archangel Michael. I am Master of Protection. The importance of authenticity. Beloved ones, our planet has entered a new era of profound spiritual awakening. And, as a consequence, profound technological manipulation to counteract the awakening in consciousness that many are now undergoing. The fear of collective empowerment is contributing to the creation of AI, to distort again what is authentic, what is pure in essence, and above all, to confuse the masses about who they are, what is real from what is another form of illusion. Balance shall be restored, especially during this phase of solar synthesis and the alchemical power of Taurus. Earth's keepers will be called to utilize the new Earth's transmissions to dissolve and restore many of the Earth's structures, false Venusian transmissions, and male anomalies that continue to be falsely programmed to seed more illusions in the collective. We are now facing new weapons that shall not be ignored, weapons that are focused on creating a distraction from what is important. We are prepared, for many of us were trained before coming to this earth on how to cope with the new earth's non-benevolent technology and mechanisms that were going to rise with the coming of this new Aquarian cycle we are stepping into. Many of you, as I recently saw in the field, hold within your unique blueprint the light corrections meant to dismantle false technologies in the earth's grids and bring back divine order. Your mission is to dismantle false timelines and Earth's grids and the new technological mechanisms that threaten Earth's original order. Some of you are already trained to assist in the Atlantean civilization, to help the inevitable and the experienced. We should not be afraid of what humanity is now experiencing. For when we are soul-connected, and remain in our hearts, attuned to our soul's guidance, we know what is authentic, and what is not, for we are connected to our feelings, and inner knowing is the highest form of guidance. The purpose of the new Earth's non-benevolent technologies is now to keep us fragmented from our feelings, which is how they numb our divine abilities, impeding us from being connected to authentic sources, and hence manipulating our consciousness. The more we feed these technologies, the more we choose with what forces we desire to align, whether consciously or not, for there is great addiction in what is being presented as something modern and desirable to make our lives easier. Remember that our consciousness can shift anything when we align with it. It can bring light into the unconscious, showing us where we are going, what enlightens us, and what diminishes our light force. Many of you are now between dimensions, in a void, experiencing profound challenges, and it may be easier to come back to old ways. Keep remaining in the love that you are, holding faith and hope for yourself and your unique soul's plan. Be compassionate towards yourself as you keep moving from the 3D world to the fifth one, for the path is not easy when we start embracing our shadows, our light, and we no longer know who we are, or what is real, until we do not finally anchor ourselves into our soul. As the more soul-aligned you are, the less your consciousness will be manipulated, and your precious energy drained. Embrace the void where you are now. Listen to your feelings as the most important form of guidance, but remember that you are not your feelings, as feelings come and go. You are the eternal observer of your feelings, thoughts, and humans' experiences, and when you move inward and commune to your inner observer, from a wiser and higher perspective, you can reconnect to your soul, neutralize fears, illusions, and ground yourself again, knowing from authentic inner sources what is real, and what shall be perpetually released from your being and personal experience. May you move within to know the truth, beloveds. With an infinite love. Natalia, Alba. Zandria, sharing a story. Greetings from home, dear humans. I am Zandria and I wish to tell you a story. This is a story of a young girl growing up in today's world. Meet Skylar, a 9-year-old who has a bright energy and goes by the name Sky. Her name fits, as her big blue eyes light up the room when she enters. She's the youngest of 3 children in the Redford family. Sky sparked a new light into this loving family as she came in with a clear direction from her spirit as to what she hoped to accomplish in this incarnation. But, of course, she had no memory of this and was simply trying to find her way to fit into a 9-year-old world. Her two brothers are much older than Sky. They were separated by 11 and 9 years. Her parents thought their family was complete before she came along. Sky's mother always hoped for a girl, but was very happy and quite busy with the two boys. She loved her family very much. Then, unexpectedly, she found herself pregnant at the age of 41. Everyone, including her doctor, was deeply concerned because she had problems with the last pregnancy and was told she could not have any more children. That, however, did not stop Sky's arrival. From the very beginning of her life, Sky was such a joyful child. She was always the one who could find the bright side of any situation, and her mother was so proud of her. Her mother was the one who really understood her and helped her through the tough times in her life. She shared stories of her life openly and gave Sky a strong sense of self-worth, confidence, and pride. She was 11 when her mother became seriously ill. When she was only 12, her mom passed away, and Sky lost her smile. Sky felt hopeless and abandoned after that, and could not find any meaning in life. Although she did not blame her mother, Sky found it hard to smile. The bright side of life she had always found had dimmed. Her teachers were worried about her as they saw the drastic change. Even the counselor she saw was of little help. Her father tried to reach out to her, but he wasn't much help either. He was going through his own grief at the loss of his wife and felt hollow inside. There was always a little distance between Sky and her father anyway. He was very controlling, and she often rebelled against that. Sky's life in the years that followed were like empty steps through the sands of time. 4 years passed by quickly and the dark clouds remained. Sky's oldest brother moved out of the house, and the family dynamic shifted again. He was the only one in the family that seemed to relate to her and understand her. After that, Sky felt even emptier as she searched for meaning in her life. Now approaching 16 years of age, her friends were excited about life, boys, and having fun. But she was just sort of there, and very little seemed to ignite those beautiful blue eyes that once lit up the room. One day her father gave Sky the job of clearing out old items from the garage. It was difficult for her, because her mother's clothes were among the boxes she had to go through. Tears were shed as she remembered her mother's favorite clothes and the old books she saved. Some were textbooks from her college days, along with yearbooks from high school, that showed how much Sky looked like her mother in her younger days. At times she felt her mother was looking over her shoulder, and often turned around to see if she was there. Sky could still hear her mother's voice as clearly as if it were yesterday. As Sky was clearing up the remaining boxes to be donated, she heard her mother's voice say, "The small box." Sky looked around but did not see anything like a small box, so she finished her works and went inside to prepare dinner. She thought that she must have imagined it. Later she went to bed only to awaken at 3 a.m. with the day's events running through her head. And what about those words, the small box? She tried to go back to sleep but to no avail. Finally, Sky got up, found a flashlight, and went to the garage to look again for this mysterious small box that haunted her thoughts. Once again, she looked through the boxes of clothes and books her mother had left behind. They were all stacked near the garage door, ready for pickup by a local charity. After going through every one of them, she found nothing. So, with that, she was then ready to go back to bed. But as she was leaving the garage, she shone her flashlight on the now empty shelves where these boxes had been stored. And there in a corner, Sky saw a scarf she had missed. She had to stand on a stool to reach it, as it was in the far corner of an upper shelf. She was going to place it in the boxes for donation when she noticed a small cardboard box beneath it. Sky felt a shiver flow through her entire body. The tears started again as she balanced carefully on that stool, reaching for the box. It almost felt like someone's hands were steadying her. Climbing down, she sat on the floor staring at the box in anticipation. She felt her mother all around her. Although she was still a bit skeptical, Sky slowly opened the box. She saw nothing but balls of cotton. Disappointed, Sky pushed her fingers into the cotton and felt something beneath it. She then pulled out a beautiful, delicate, ceramic angel about 2 inches tall. The cotton was there to protect it. She sat there for the longest time just looking at it, with tears flowing in full force now. Sky knew this was something special of her mother's, and was so happy to have found it she used the scarf to wipe the tears that flowed. She would keep this forever, as a reminder of her mother. Sky pulled out the cotton balls and placed them on the floor next to her, preparing to put the angel back in the box for safekeeping. That's when she found the folded paper at the bottom of the box. It was a note in her mother's handwriting. The date at the top was 8 years before Skylar was born, a year after her youngest brother was born. Sky was shaking as she read the note. "This is to my daughter. I always knew I would have a daughter, and now I know that will not happen in this lifetime due to medical complications. This was an angel I saw and bought for her to remind her how special she is. I had hoped to give it to her on her 16th birthday, as she became a woman. I can only hope that one day she may find her way into my life, perhaps as a granddaughter or in another form. It is my hope that this angel will find its way to her at some point in her life. It will watch over her and will be a channel for all the love I would have liked to have given her. She should know that all the angels in heaven are as proud of her as I am." It was signed by her mother. Sky carefully held the box as she ran into the house, awakening her father from a deep sleep. Between her tears she showed him the angel and the note. Her father never knew his wife had done this. Sky never did get back to sleep that night, but it did not matter, as the light had magically returned to her eyes once again. She had found a new place for her mother to remain in her life. That night Sky learned the secret of grieving. Sky kept that angel all of her life, and even repaired it once when one of the wings broke off from a fall. Sky went on to become a renowned psychologist and author specializing in the area of grief. With her gifts she touched the lives of many, young and old. When she finally graduated from the earth plane, at the age of 84, her last will and testament stated that the ceramic angel was to be passed on to her great-granddaughter on her 16th birthday. What Sky did not know is that her great-granddaughter was the reincarnation of her mother, so the circle of love was now complete. I, Zandria, watch over the feminine energy in all of you. I encourage that beautiful energy to flourish and bloom upon the earth. Male or female, you all need to know how special you are, and that the feminine is rising now on the earth. Let the ceramic angel be a reminder of our love for you. Please remember to treat each other with respect, nurture one another, and play well together. I love you. Zandria. Mother Mary, a lesson in love. I love you. I am Mother Mary. No matter how many or how few lives you have lived on earth, or how much you have accomplished in this lifetime, it is here and now that really matters. Working on and learning how to grasp the very now is actually something that we have many lessons for. And some of it is common on earth, as you have learned yoga, tai chi, qigong, and likewise. But there are many more ways to learn how to live in the now. To live in the now is to enter a new space, a dimension, but it can only be made together with gratitude from your etherical sacred heart. And who provides the etherical sacred heart, do you think? Well, it is your guide from the 5th dimension. Your etherical heart is a living beating heart, and it is beating inside your body when you work on your gratitude. It is a collaboration with your guide that enters you. The first sign of this is love. Gratitude. Heartfelt joy and hope. It happens when you are ready. Only then. And it happens gradually. It begins with a little sign of love and gratitude. You might not even notice it at first, and it can take years before you notice it. Many of you are connected, but you don't notice it. You will not notice until you are done working with gratitude and understanding gratitude and love. When you can share anything, whatever good thing it is, and not expect anything in return, just allowing the very giving to be a gift to the universe, then the miracles can begin to happen all around you. You already have it. You already have this momentum inside of you, to do this, to give, to release and let go of something good, to share. This lesson is so profoundly important, because it sets you free. You learn that by giving something good from your heart, without any expectation, you actually will be granted something in return that is equally good. But you can never know from where it will come to you, nor when it will come to you. Because you talk with the universe when you do this, with the emphasis on, if you give from the love in your higher etherical heart, you will be given a gift back from a vibration of love that matches your own. What you send out will come back to you. It is like a sort of an echo. The cup of love works in this way. The more you give from your heart, the more the cup of love will be filled over and over again. It is about the flow of love. You have to give unconditionally to receive this abundant love, and this is a gift of life. It is a lesson in love. This works when you have faith in love. I love you. Mother Mary, source, rayofflight.com. The other videos are in the English video playlist. Help me spread the light. Click like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.